What's going on, fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. And this segment right here is called Word on the Street. For those of you who are not yet familiar with my channel, Word on the Street is where I talk about things that has not yet to be formally announced, but it's from reliable sources, and basically it's the word on the street. Now, the word on the street that I want to talk about right now is about ABNER MARES and Gervonta Tank Davis. That fight has said that it's official. The word on the street that fight's official. The word on the street that Mikey Garcia, ERROL Spence is official, and that ABNER MARES versus Gervonta Tank Davis will be on that undercard. Now, these fights are scheduled to be announced next Tuesday, which is November 13th, I believe, and they will be announced. Now, the thing that I admire about these fights, from ABNER MARES and Mikey Garcia, both of these guys are going up in weight to fight definitely division monsters of the division that they're going up to, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is without a doubt a monster at the 130-pound division. But if there was ever a time, fam, that Gervonta Tank Davis could be beaten by ABNER MARES, this will be the time. I don't think that this is the time. This is going to be the time. But if there ever was a time, this is the time. And I say that because Gervonta Tank Davis got a lot of things going on outside of the ring. He's fighting with guys at the strip clubs about bills, and he's getting into it, supposed to smack the stripper or hit her in the head with a bottle or some shit like that. He's gaining 20, 30 pounds in between fights, you know. He's on Twitter every day, you know, letting out his frustration, man. And I'm not totally sure that his 100% focus is on the sport of boxing. You understand what I'm saying? And in my opinion, I think Tank has the ability and the skills to be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Yeah, family, you heard me. I think Tank has the ability to be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world if he was totally committed to the sport of boxing, man. Tank like to go on Twitter, man, and argue with people, and he like to go and party, which is good because he's young, man. He's in his early 20s, and that's cool. But I hate to see a guy with so much talent as Tank waste his skills, man. Tank can be great, man. He could be great. The way he came out with Mayweather, man, he got all the exposure that Mayweather brought to the table, man. And, you know, he was unhappy with Floyd, and they kind of fell out or whatever. Now you don't see Floyd at any of Tank's fights no more. You know what I mean? You don't see Floyd and him hanging around. And I think that's a detriment to Tank's career, man. If he was smart, he would have stayed in Floyd's good graces, man. Floyd Mayweather is arguably the biggest star in sports, man. And when Tank was in his good graces, man, that's how we all got to know Tank. You know, that's how we all got to know Tank, because of Floyd Mayweather, man. And Tank having the skills that he had, that made it even better. You know what I mean? Some people can have Floyd Mayweather there and don't have the skills. Like, you know, those guys he got over there. I forget his name, man. You know, he got a couple guys over there, Ishai Smith and the other guy, Jalen Love. You know, those guys had all the exposure of Floyd Mayweather, but they don't have the skills. They didn't have the skills to go out there and put on a show. You know what I mean? Gervonta Tank Davis goes out there and he punishes people. He goes out there and he beat the brakes off of people, man. You know what I mean? And with the exposure of Floyd Mayweather, plus going out there beating the brakes off of people, man, he could be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And I hope he gets his shit together, man, because I like Tank. I want to see him fight more often. He only fought one time this year, man. Him and ABNER MARES, they got a common opponent, and that boy, Jesus Cuellar. You know, MARES was able to drop him, but Tank dropped him a couple times and destroyed him. I know styles make fights, and you can't compare MARES and Davis's fight based on what they both did in the fight with Cuellar. But I'm just saying, man, both of them had success against that boy Cuellar. And, you know, I think it's going to be a good fight while it lasts, man. Abner Mares might have caught Tank at the right time. If Tank's slipping, if Tank ain't training properly, if Tank ain't focused, Abner Mares might be able to upset him, man. And Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, like I said, I made plenty of videos about this, man. Mikey Garcia is the truth. Mikey Garcia needs to be respected for this quest that he wants to conquer. He wants to conquer the boogeyman at the welterweight division, and that's Errol the Truth Spence Jr., man. When this guy first came out and said that he wanted to fight Errol Spence, a lot of dudes didn't believe him. A lot of people said he was clout chasing and all that shit there, man. But I said it from the beginning, man. Go back and look at my videos, man. I did a video months ago stating that Mikey Garcia dares to be great. I knew he was for real, man. I could read people's body language. I could read in their eyes, man. And I see that the boy was for real, that he wanted this fight, and this fight is now coming to fruition, man. Now, can he beat Errol Spence? That's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? He says he sees something in Errol Spence, and I know that he thinks that he can knock Errol Spence out, man. He sees that Errol Spence is there to get hit, and he believes that with his power, he's able to touch Errol Spence and get Errol Spence out of there. You know what I mean? Because I know he don't think that he can outbox Errol Spence, because with all that pressure that Spence puts on people, Errol's relentless with that pressure, man. I mean, he's relentless with this attack, with this assault. Errol the True Spence is a very violent boxer, man. Mikey Garcia is violent too, but Errol Spence is he's bigger than Mikey Garcia, man. He's stronger than Mikey Garcia, man. And I think he's more violent than Mikey Garcia, man. And it's going to be a tall order for Mikey Garcia to go in there and defeat Errol Spence. I'm not saying that he can't do it, though, because Mikey Garcia got a whole lot of heart. Mikey Garcia got a whole lot of skills. Mikey Garcia is the truth, man. He got good footwork, good fundamentals. He punches hard. That 1-2 that he got, that 1-2 that Mikey Garcia got, fam, is hellacious. It does damage, man. He had that boy Sergey Lipinets. He had his head looking like a pumpkin. That shit was so swelled up. Y'all remember Rocky Dennis from MARES? How his face was so swelled up and lopsided, man. That's how Lipinets' face was, man. He was able to drop Lipinets, but he wasn't able to get Lipinets out of there, man. Lipinets showed a hell of a beard on that fight, but Mikey Garcia dominated him, man. He dominated Adrian Broner. He didn't drop Adrian Broner. He didn't get Adrian Broner out of there. But to me, in my opinion, Adrian Broner was in there trying to survive. You know, and it's hard to knock out a guy that's trying to survive, man. But, he dropped Robert Easter, man. Hats off to Robert Easter. He showed a hell of a fight, man. But Mikey Garcia is on a different level than a lot of these fighters, man. And he definitely is on a different level than most of the boxers, I would say all the boxers that are currently in the 135-pound division, with the exception of maybe a Lomachenko. But he definitely don't seem like he's showing any interest in that fight. But he is excited to fight this guy, Errol the True Spence Jr. The word on the street is that this fight is official, and it will be announced next Tuesday. And on the undercard, Abner Mares will go up against Gervonta Tank Davis. That's the word on the street. I'm your man, Big Will. This is Big Faces Worldwide. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, don't go out of here without hitting that subscribe button. And by the way, hit the thumbs up button as well. And if you don't like it, hit the dislike button, but make sure you hit it twice. Peace.